Okay, so I was looking on the internet, couldn't find a decent video, so thought I'd make my own. Okay, so this is a Mini Cooper, just in case you don't recognise the car with its bonnet open. The first thing you want to look at with these cars is the cooling bottle here. As you can see, this one's red in the bottom there. That's the right colour. And also check this because they overheat. Also check inside here and here, because these rubbers split around the edges and then they fail and your steering geometry is off. Also check the wheel bearings, track rod ends and bushes, which are underneath slightly towards the back where the wishbones attach. You want to check this area here and this bar here to make sure it's straight. Also the aluminium part on the front lines up correctly, and do this on both sides to check for accident damage. Also check along here and these for mushrooming, which means that they won't lie flat. This one is more or less completely flat and that one is flat as well. So you're looking at ones like that because the suspension travels too short, so it hits up and bends it. You will normally get from that clip there some seepage, which you can see on this car. That is completely normal because of the seals on it, and it's a high pressure system. Right, so I'm going to pause it now because we're going to go and start. Okay, so you can hear this engine, it's just been started. So another thing you're going to want to check is the alternator. The older Mini's alternator is cracked. As I open the door, you'll notice the window goes up and down. They should do that. Sometimes you have to reset it. On this here, if you put your hands on here, you might hear some mechanical rattling noise. That can be signs that the clutch is on its way out, or there's a problem with the thrust bearing or throw out bearings and such like in the gearbox. The bonnet should shut like that, which is always a good sign. But check the car on the corners for damage. You can see there's a little mark there and a split there, which means it's been in a light accident. Also on the rear trim you can see there's a mark there, but not on the back bit. Also we can see here there's a mark as well, which is probably something like a bollard. Under the car, just by here, where you'll see there's a little flap that sticks down underneath, which is here, so it's level with the door pillar. There's a little plastic flap that's situated, if I can get my hand to show you, there. You won't be able to see underneath, but just behind that is where the passenger floor well lifts up, and usually they rust in behind there, and the brake lines can rust in the clip, so it's worth checking those. Obviously check your boot, make sure that that's working perfectly fine, it's all in alignment, it opens and shuts well. There's a plastic cover under the rear valance, so you want to check the floors on both sides. Someone's put something in here badly, as you can see. And your CD player, if it has one, is located under this flap here. There's two clips on the top. Chili packs and smokers packs have the AC in the back, and you want to check the backs of the front seats to see if they've been damaged or the little package holders are stretched out of shape. So that's what they should look like. Oddly enough, this one came with a broken back light, and as you can see, the vinyl wrap across the back of it isn't exactly perfect. Most common fault on these cars are obviously the wheel bearings. You need to shake top and bottom, or 12 and 6, 2 and 4, and 7 and 2, and this will give you an idea of whether the if there's problems with the wheel bearings, track rod ends, tie rods, and your ball joint on the lower end, which are quite common on these to go. This one has nice new tyres on it because I had to do it, because it's, as you probably noticed from the boot, there was a problem with the track rod end on this one. It was marked up previously on an MOT. Other than that, there's not really much else that goes wrong with these cars. Timing chain replacement is around £250. Hang on, I'll swap you around if I can. No, I can't. Timing chains £200 to £400. Clutch is up to £500, depending on how much wear you put in it. Wheel bearings £70, track rod ends about £30, tie rods about the same, rear wheel bearings about the same. They do go on their discs as well, so it's well worth checking their discs and how much the handbrake travels. This one has brakes for life on the front and not the rear, although the brakes on the back are not particularly bad at all, although the disc looks relatively scored in there, but you can't see it on this one. Accident damage wise, they're going to have issues. Now normally quite a lot of Minis will have a rusty boot. This one hasn't. Check for rust around the back seals around here, because these are water traps. There's not so much water in them today, but they normally do, and the lenses can lift off and lead to the lights getting water filled. But you want to check down each side of the car and reflect a light surface off it just to see if it's straight or not, and they should be perfectly formed, and usually these will sit perfectly flat. On this one, although you can't see it, yes you can, which is there, you quite often get little dents on the roof from people putting their hand on the car, leaning over the car and such like. The cooling systems break, and I'm going to go inside and show you about the cooling system fault. They're not particularly difficult to fix, although it can cost you £140 for the replacement radiator cooling fan. So as you can see, nice little fun cars, but can be a right pain.